Just right. There we go. And we're back. Right, well, we're back for, but we shall see.
Yeah.
Don't think we've got anybody in yet. I'm sure they will appear gradually.
Well, there's a notification. There we go.
Oh, we got 5 people in apparently. That just jumped up from 0 to 5.
There's a notification. There we go.
Oh, we got 5 people in apparently. How did it jump? Oh. How have we got an echo on here?
So I've found out why.
Is it your doing, mate?
Yeah.
No worries. No worries. No worries, bro.
Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Elise. Right, today's show. Not really much to say about the advocacy and the vape ban. Apart from, I see everybody in the vaping world celebrating.
Yeah.
And yes, admittedly, it does mean that there will be no vape ban yet. Go and have a look at Labour's policies on the smoking thing. Go and have a look at what their policies are, and then tell me that we're not going to have more trouble in the future, because we are. So the advocacy will continue. Not this week. We're going to have a bit of a break from it, but the fight is still there, I say.
All we've got is a bit of breathing space.
Oh, God. Dave's here. Oh, dear. Evening, David.
All right, Dave.
Basically, yeah, a reprieve until 11th of July. Exactly, Lise. Exactly. So,
yeah,
it's good. It's good that we're not getting a ban now, but it's coming. It's still going to have trouble. So, people need to face that reality.
I did see that Adam actually have released long fills and bottle shots.
Right. Okay, that's cool. What I would like to see from all of the big companies is a bit more of them putting into the advocacy side of things. Them working together with each other, maybe even. I know that's pushing me up, but actually get them to work together, because they're all going to lose out in the end, along with us.
I was going to say, with this reprieve we've got, we need to use it to try and consolidate everybody to work on the same page, to be ready.
Yeah.
Because if we don't, Labour will take us out in one easy go.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as Dave said the other week, it's getting people to get off their asses and do something. It's all very well them saying, "Oh yeah, oh I agree, the government and all the rest of it." You need to actually do something. You have to put some work into it, in my opinion. Moving on to advocacy, I think we should talk about mental health. And I'm glad Dave's in it, because I want to talk about something else, which is the link between physical and mental health. Because people tend to forget that if you suffer with poor physical health, you always end up getting your mental health taking a decline. It affects one, affects the other. And going back briefly to the government thing, the new Labour rules, as I discussed last week on mental health, is if you're over 24 years old, don't worry about it. You don't need mental health help. That's the attitude.
Yeah.
Quite scary. And that is somewhere where because there are a lot of older people who still need help with their mental health. From whatever sort of mental health that is, all the way from depression, anxieties, panic attacks, all of the way through to other things, far worse things, if you want to put it on a scale. Which there's no scale. I don't think there should be a scale, because how a mental health affects anybody personally is the trouble. And I think we've all of us in here have had at one time or another issues with mental health of some kind. I think most of the people in chat have had. In fact, yeah, they have. I don't even need to think about it. Everybody has had their own issues.
Yeah.
Well, the new rule, Dave, I don't know if you've seen this, is that they are starting a new scheme for the 11 to 24-year-old bracket. So basically, they're bringing in a scheme in schools which will help children with mental health. Like teachers haven't got enough to do, they're going to bring this in, which is great, and I agree with. What about anybody who's over the age of 24? Is that write you off after you're the age of 24 then? And this is Labour's own policies. I went through it the other night and it is laughable. Yeah, if you want a good laugh, Dave, go and read it, because it is absolutely hilarious. You know,
It's
I know a lot of people who are
Tunes
Labour.
wrote it.
Well,
It really does.
my opinion on the man in charge, Keir Starmer, without getting too political, I don't think of him much as a person. Yeah, I think that's true, Lisa. I think, I think the thing is people have to come to terms with having mental health, and if you have mental health, you have to come to terms with it. Find a way of dealing with it in whatever way. Hopefully, not too much medication, and hopefully you can find people who you can talk to, because it does make a difference. Which is why I decided to go down the Bob Hoskins It's Good to Talk one. I'm not suggesting we turn everybody with mental health upside down on meat hooks and beat them up. What I'm saying is that mental health needs to be talked about.
Yeah.
And that is also the thing is, Dave, you had that the Labour system now wants to basically have, I think, from the way I'm reading it, is to have psychiatrists or of some kind in the school at all times. I don't see how that could be viable cost-wise.
But then again, also, who's going to fund that?
Yeah.
We know schools are unfunded at the moment. We know mental health is well underfunded. So where are they going to get this money from? I dread to think. It means they're going to have to cut other places, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're going to have to cut other...
Mental health's underfunded. Mental health is understaffed.
Yeah.
With not enough people coming through being trained. And with the best will in the world, trying to build up a rapport with a foreign counsellor is difficult, especially if you're having difficulty understanding them.
Yeah.
You need somebody you can talk to easily, who gets idioms of the English language rather than what is taught to them in their schools.
It's okay saying, here's somebody you can talk to children. First of all, that child has got to be able to trust that person.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And kids can be very, especially if they're going through a bad time, for whatever reason. How they get, you've got to build up a trust with the person. I can't see that working. I really can't. The mental health side of things, I know through the COVID period, I think last time I looked, it had gone up, that people needing mental health help had gone up by nearly 80% through COVID. And COVID caused a lot of mental health issues. It caused a lot of issues.
Yeah.
Because
But not only that, also some of the ones that had the issues in the first place anyway, a lot of that was also exacerbated because a lot more people were drinking.
Yeah.
So then you have the vicious cycle of that.
Yeah. Yeah. We said about it before. I said about it on the Misfits and how COVID was affecting people badly for mental health, and it affected a lot of people who'd never suffered with mental health and caused them to have mental health. The whole position that the government was saying COVID would cause this, that, and the other. It would cause deaths. It would cause this. It would cause that. True. Yeah, true, Dave. True.
Well, they worked out something like 25% of the population at any one time has some mental health issue or other.
Yep. Yep.
That's at any time. During COVID, that went up.
Oh, yeah. And the thing is, now there's investigations, being a bit conspiracy theory, that some of the injections that were given have had side effects that have affected people. So the government were talking about vaping. We don't know what it does to people's lungs. So we're going to not allow it. But we'll allow a COVID injection that we don't know what was going to be the future of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think some of the side effects are now starting to come out. There's been cases of people dying because of the injection they've had. So it did have that bonus, Lisa. It did have a bonus of, if you don't like people, COVID was perfect. Because it meant you didn't have to associate with.
It's had another nice one as well. Supermarkets started posting live on their websites how busy a particular store was. So you could go when it was quieter.
Yeah.
And they've continued that, which has been good for people who have anxiety around crowds.
I mean, I don't know about you, Dave. I've looked briefly into it, and I'm not trying the scare tactics that, if you had COVID injections, you're all doomed, you're going to die. I'm not saying that. But the research that was done was not really enough to be dishing out injections like they did. I don't think. Okay. If we go on their policy of the thing with vaping, we don't know what the results are. How can we just start dishing injections out?
because it made money for the companies that were creating the vaccines.
Well, that would be Pfizer then, and Big
That's
Pharma
what
again.
Oh, they were getting back some of the money they lost thanks to vaping.
Are you suggesting that COVID may have been because of vaping? There's one. There's a thought.
Perversely, certainly the vaccine and things were.
Yeah,
Because it drove a lot of money for
hey,
help, Steve.
Birmingham's finest has arrived.
But you know, we say about
Right,
stress and what have you. As I was driving to Newcastle on Thursday, I started getting that tightening in my chest and the pains and all that. The first signs of a panic attack.
Yeah.
I'm like, is it safe to even continue driving? I pulled over and took a 10-15 minute rest and thought, nope, it's not a heart attack. It is just a serious anxiety attack. And went to a fantastic concert.
Yeah.
But I could so easily have backed out of it at that point. But it was worth going.
Now, when you go anywhere, Bill, do you leave yourself that much longer time because you know, oh, I've got this length of time to get there? Do you give yourself an extra hour, hour and a half in case anything like that happens?
I do. It's an hour and a half drive to Newcastle from here. I set off at 4 o'clock.
To be there for 7:30 for the doors.
Yeah.
That's good, isn't it?
Hi, Tyler.
The other caster who's meant to be here, but no. I'm off to a family barbecue. Just clears off. Didn't even apply in writing to have time off. Just went off.
He did.
And I hope you enjoy your barbecue.
Yes, hope you have a nice time, Tyler.
But which member of the family are you barbecuing? And are you using that new mobile one called a Jeep?
Go. Docky's better. I don't pay people. We don't pay people here, you know. God, what do you think this is? This is a communist regime. He should be grateful. I think anxiety, though, is because you can't predict it. You cannot predict
it.
If it's going to come on, after a while you get to predict how long it you know, you can tell when it's coming.
Actually, it was a dead easy drive into Newcastle for the first time in a long time.
It's been years since I've been in Newcastle.
It's a long while since I've been to City Hall. That place, they've made one change. They've put some staggered barriers in to stop crushing. Halfway down the hall, they've got staggered barriers that overlap.
A lot of venues have done that now, haven't they?
Yeah,
which is a good idea.
They weren't in any of the venues I went to last year.
No,
this It's the first time I've seen them.
Because I know there's been quite a few.
They're a good idea.
There's been quite a few incidents where people have got crushed at concerts,
Yeah.
which is a terrible thing. Yeah, go on, Tyler. Shut up. Say hi to your mum for me.
But
Oh, that's good, Lisa.
That's good news, Lisa. If it works, I
Yeah.
don't give a flying off what people say. If it works for you,
Yeah, if it works, stick with it, yeah.
that's awesome. That is
And
really
obviously that also means that Lee doesn't get a broken sleep because you're having a night terrors and all that sort of thing that you might have, which might also wake up Lee. So Lee would be a bit happier as well.
oh, you've got
Yeah,
to take your appointment
definitely.
with the doctor, Lisa.
Yeah, you should do.
If you've got an appointment, take the
Yeah.
fucking.
Yeah.
We know how hard it is to get them.
Yeah.
So definitely, it's people might say, "Oh well, who believes in all that bollocks about crystals or about this or about that?" If it works, I don't give a toss.
You don't give that. You don't give that feeling, Lee. Doesn't come across at all.
You can't even call him a grumpy dwarf because he's too tall. This reminds me of Billy Connolly jokes now, but anyway. I think there's so many alternative ideas, isn't there, that people will say, it won't work, it can't work.
Yeah, but if you've tried...
Yeah, whether it's in your head, because it's like a placebo, whether it's because of that, or whether there is a genuine thing, I don't know. But if it works...
Well, look at the Native Americans. They've used dream catchers for millennia. Where any negative energy is taken into feathers. You then take them outside and let the sun burn them away.
Yep. There's so many alternatives, isn't there? It doesn't have to be medication for mental health necessarily. There are certain things that you need medication for mental health. But I do think with anxiety, possibly, there are alternative ways that you could deal with it. Sometimes it's as easy as just getting out. I know that's down south, but actually getting out, going. I know Lisa goes to a local wild sanctuary, bird sanctuary, and so on. You're out with the wild, you're out in the wild with wildlife and everything. That can help.
I know the place she goes to, and it is really well set up.
But you're out. You're with nature. You can chill out. You can. All right, it costs a little bit probably to get in. Yes, okay, but you can make a day out of it.
Yeah.
The thing is, the money that's made at that place goes right back into maintaining the wildlife sanctuary. Because it's an RSPB site.
Mm.
There's always, I mean, alternative ways of dealing with things. There's still music, which I still say is one of the greatest
Mhm.
things. Music, whether it's listening to music, playing and recording music like Lee does.
That's understandable, Steve.
Steve, that is fucking awesome, mate.
Excellent.
I know
It's
I've given
brilliant.
you some ribbing, or I've given you some piss taking, mate, but that is epic.
That's awesome. That is phenomenal.
It is.
Obviously, you must leave the parrot at home.
Well,
Or does the parrot go with them?
I could see him walking round Aston Hill with a parrot on his shoulder.
Mm.
Yeah.
There's usually a few people that have parrots on their shoulder when it's a pirate weekend in Brixham.
That's not a surprise, it's Brixham.
Yeah.
You know what? To come from where with everything that when it went,
Mm.
bad.
Yeah.
To that, it's impressive. Don't call his missus a parrot. She won't thank you for it. I'm telling you, she'll batter you.
How did I know you were going to write that, Lisa?
I say, Steve, all you got to do now is get Jasper registered as your thinking dog.
Well, it's quite believable. I mean, if I've only got to meet Steve and believe that he'd needed one, wouldn't you? It's really serious, though, Steve. Here's a question for you. You don't have to answer this. With what happened with your leg, how did that affect your mental health? Or did it? Because I've not really heard him bitch about it once.
Mm.
No. Matt, it's not easy to bitch about it when we're all taking the piss.
Oh, it's Steve. Steve understands that sense of humour and he'd do the same back to me. I know he would.
Well, yeah.
And I'd expect it from him.
Mm-hmm.
I just think sense of humour, and that is another way of dealing with bad things, mental health and bad things, is laugh at yourself.
You want to hear some of the things that we come out with just when we speak to our colleagues. It's unreal. You would think, what the hell? And it's the banter that gets you through it.
It's the dark sense of humour thing is a very sort of British thing. It's just something we've always done well. We've always sort of talked about. Yeah, for fuck's sake, Dave. Somebody had to go there, didn't they? And it's always that one. Trust you, Dave.
I could say pull the other one. It's got bells on because he could have them now.
Mm.
Well, he shakes his leg and he rings. Honest to God.
All I've got in my head now is Chuck Berry singing My Ding-a-ling.
What I want to know is, right, if Steve goes swimming now, does he go round in like circles?
Nice big band for getting legless.
Well, surely he'd be able to get an apparatus that he can put on his prosthetic. He can use it in the swimming pool.
Can I just correct you there, by the way, Stevie? You say they're determined to get back on your feet. It's fucked. You've only got one. Do you know what? You definitely your determination, mate. Yeah, you've done well.
Yeah.
I really have.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently, Bill wants to play with his dingling.
Mm-hmm.
I'd sooner he didn't do it on the show, but you know.
I was only referring to the song. Git.
The dingling will be played with later.
Family show? Hold on,
Since
Dave.
when have we ever actually done a family-friendly show anyway?
Dave, have you ever known me be even like friendly? Well, friendly, but friendly on the show, let alone family friendly. Fucking idiot. Honestly, David.
I say Lee should be pleased though. The Gary Newman t-shirt, metal.
You had to wear your new Gary Newman t-shirt, didn't you?
Yeah. I've got another one in the bedroom as well.
The PG's in the liquid that as well. Dave. The PG's there.
About 70-30, to be honest, Dave.
Yeah.
I will ask the pointless question. Has anybody found anything worth buying? Vape related?
Yes. E-Seg 1 have got the IPV 200 for 30 quid.
I've already bought one.
Yeah, I've got one in a basket.
You call it a basket. There's no need for that.
With a couple other items.
I've had one since pre-release.
Yeah.
Do you know, Stevie, that does not shock me that you were giving other people who couldn't deal with it encouragement. And that says a lot about you as a person, that, Stevie.
Yeah.
Yes, we know, Lee, not vape related. We know. God, he better, I tell you, Lee would be better off having like a normal person, having an addiction to mechs or something. Fucking guitar addiction, honest to God. Mind you, he has got some nice stuff. He really has. I need to have a look
That's
at
a new name for it, Lee.
Well, this is true, Lisa. You don't vape. Yeah, I do think Stevie did well encouraging people. That says a lot about him as a person, that does.
Yeah.
In my eyes, anyway. It really does.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. I've seen fuck all worth buying, to be fair. I picked up the IPV because of the price.
Yeah.
Picked up some more juice. That's been about it.
No, I just picked up a couple of tour shirts this week.
Yeah, 2 good mods, Stevie.
Mm.
The armor's good. I've got one set up there.
Yeah.
And the heavy hitter, yeah, good mod.
Yeah.
I think personally, the new Dreamer clutch is a bit of a money grab, to be fair, because they've used exactly the same design. And I haven't seen Switch being anything special. They put Stan's name all over it, even though Stan's not really involved with it. But
yeah, it's
the only things I've seen have all had Infinity mods written on them.
Mm.
And today I saw that Oscar has done an Infinity mods regulated mod.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. That worries me because that is going to cost me.
Yeah, it worries me somewhat.
It worries me that it's going to be something that I'm going to really, 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 really want and not be able to say no to.
Man, I like that heavy engraved skulls mod that he's done.
Yeah.
That looks smart as.
He seems to me to be the only modder out there who's actually doing anything different.
Mm.
Yeah.
There's a few other mod manufacturers, but their mods are all very just the same.
Yes, they are, Dave.
Mm.
Get back in your box.
There is nothing wrong with an AIO.
Mm. Although, have you
Nothing
seen that
whatsoever.
Anakin have announced a recall on that new Anakin Chroma?
Yes. Yeah, that's got some serious problems.
Yeah.
Which I'm quite shocked. That'll be one of Oscar's drippers then.
Mm.
If he's got skulls on it, it'll probably be one of Oscar's.
Mm.
Probably.
I can't think what it's called, the RDAs he does.
The Luna.
Luna, yeah. Was it Legion X?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's moaning again.
Mm.
The only thing that is actually an AIO is a disposable. By Dave's definition.
Oh God, there's going to be a punch up with you and Dave over AIOs now.
What's happened to all the real mods? Nobody's making them, Dave.
No one is making them.
There are so few on the market at the moment.
I think, unfortunately, Dave, you've been out of the game a little while, haven't you? So you'd have had no real interest in what's going on. But
Mm.
So the market has definitely seems to have dropped off.
No, Lisa, it was just nailed to the perch.
I don't think there is any point in looking on any websites, even though I do every day, but there's just nothing there.
I mean, I might look at the sites now once a week. And only if I get something comes through in my emails with a really good offer.
Well,
Otherwise, there's no point.
if it's a really
There's
good
no
deal, you're going to get it sent through on email anyway. So,
Yeah.
yeah, well, yeah.
Some of it is.
Their prices have gone back up.
I'd say e-cig One are having trouble getting some of their stock through as well.
Yep.
Because customs has been an absolute balls ache for them.
Hi, Mark.
Evening,
Hey,
Mark.
Mark.
Buddy. Yeah, I just think that the whole vape ban thing,
Could be doing that as well, Lisa. Yeah.
mods, I've got enough. I'm all right for mods.
Mm.
To be fair. But yeah, you're probably right, Lisa. People were panic buying. I suppose that's a good thing for the shops.
Mm.
That's true, Stevie. They do have some really good deals.
Yeah.
But most of
I
us
mean,
have got vape stuff as it is.
Yeah, I mean, the only recent sort of new thing that I picked up was that in the Canaries finale.
Yeah. Dave will still be on the old Anakin.
Yeah.
I still think they're still good.
See, I didn't have any of the original Aries.
Oh, didn't you? I thought you did. For some reason, I thought you did, mate.
No.
I'm still waiting on the Aries finale, but that's because
You're waiting for that IPV one, yeah.
They're waiting for that to come in. But that'll be coming on an overnight when it finally does clear.
Mm. But I'm surprised they got the IPV 200s before those ones. Surely they would have got those ones in at the same time then. Or have they come from a different supply warehouse?
It must have done.
Mm.
It was something to do with customs. They could look at the 200 and it was a mod. But
You need to highlight Dave's comment. You need to highlight Dave's comment.
Oh, the AIO, a
Yeah.
smart box. I'll just leave that up there for a bit. Oh, that's cheered me up knowing that. I must admit, I still got the Aspire box and I still love them. It's a solid little mod.
I must admit, I had been looking for one, and they've all gone out of stock again.
Uh,
Because
it's not.
Nature
Yeah.
Vape had some, but they're out of stock again.
Try Cheeky Vape.
Hmm.
Evening, William. Hope you're well, buddy.
All right, William.
Hi, William.
Oh, poor Dave.
One of us. One of us.
Yeah, you joined the club now.
Yeah.
Very well, thank you, William. Very well, thank you, mate.
Yeah.
I hope
Not
you're
doing
doing
bad
well.
at all. Yeah. Nearly recovered from Thursday. My legs have been agony ever since.
Oh, here we go. We're going to have the slagging match between them two now. William, Bill doing a marathon. Yeah, no, no.
They're called Snickers now, anyway.
We can just about manage one of those. Yeah.
Now get the Aldi ones.
Mm.
We call them Racer.
They taste nice as well, I think.
The other ones are all right as well. Hi, Mike. Hope you're all right.
He had a bit
Mike.
of saying about just going back to the mental health.
Yeah.
Mike had a bit of a episode. I hope you don't mind me saying. Yeah, coming out the cinema, which is shit. It's how to ruin your day, isn't it? But at least you got out and about, Michael, went and saw a new film. That's something, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's one of the things I still cannot do. I can't go to the cinema. There's something about that having to sit and everything being dark around you. I can't cope with it.
Weird, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I go to a gig, I'll put up with all sorts of pain.
It's how your brain perceives, isn't it?
But that's different. You're interacting with the music that's being performed there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas if you're in the cinema, you're not really interacting. You're just watching it off the screen at the cinema.
Yeah. And I mean, the music for that concert knew every song. Because it was technically Replicas was Gary Newman's first solo album, but half of the albums were released under Tubeway Army. Half of them were released under Gary Newman's name. and Pleasure Principle was Gary Newman's solo. But it was the 45th anniversary of those two albums, and that was all he played was those two albums and 3 songs that had been left off the original cuts of the album because they couldn't fit them on physically because they wouldn't fit on vinyl.
Oh, those big black things.
Yeah, those big black things, you know. All in the middle. Go round and round.
That sound far, far better than CDs.
But they were the bit I liked, the touch I liked though was he actually had a mini mig on stage. Thursday 23rd was Bob Moog's 90th birthday.
The 2 oldest people in here acting like a pair of children. That's what
in Steve's case, it's his second childhood. In Dave's case, he hadn't left the first one.
Yep, that you put on the gramophone. There's nothing wrong with the gramophone, Lee. I have my gramophone wired up to a tube amp. You know, the old style tube. The warm up. I can quite happily sit there watching vinyl as the tubes slowly get warmer. Great. There's nothing as good as a vinyl record. It sounds far, far better. Don't care what anyone says.
With the sound of their own.
It's just sounds better. Yeah, you're not wrong there, Steve.
I'll tell you what, though, I didn't think it was extortionate because it was £45.
When you told me it was 45, I was like, it's good.
That's bloody good, yeah.
But let's go back to when we looked up the AC/DC one in London.
Oh, don't.
Look, for reasonable tickets, where you be sat or stood, was
378.
Yeah. And
Plus
then you've got to
booking
think
fee.
about getting to London, accommodation, because there's no way you could drive from like where Bill is or where I was without stopping over. So then you've got parking, then you've got at least a couple of meals.
Congestion charge 2 days.
I think we would. No, well, if you and I went, mate, we'd be all right because I could use the disability card. The disability card, you get them free.
Yeah.
But I think I worked out for a pair of us to go, it would be about 1,800 quid.
Yeah.
Now, I love AC/DC, but fuck me.
Last time I saw them, it cost me a tenner. They've gone up in price a bit, I think.
Just as mentioned.
£80 for Killing Joke. Jesus Christ. That is crazy.
That definitely killed the joke.
You know, they were quite a big band at one point, Killing Joke, but I mean, I'm not being funny. £80, come on. And we all know it's not the band making that money. We all know who's making the money. It's the ticket people. Yeah. That is a bargain, that one, Lee. 50 quid for Anthrax, Creator and Testament. Two of my favourite bands in there. I like Anthrax, but Creator and Testament, yeah, definitely. Definitely.
First time I saw Iron Maiden, it cost me £4.
Oh, I can't remember. It was too long ago.
What?
I like Anthrax. It just depends what. It's like today. I always say I don't like. There's certain bands that you listen to and you have to be in the right frame of mind. That's the NEC though, Stevie. NEC are a right bunch of bastards.
Yeah, but the year before I went to see Nightwish and only paid 44.
What, at NEC?
At NEC. Better than that, Nightwish had 2 support bands. So it was a full night.
I just think if you're paying 160 quid for a ticket to go and see a band, I think that takes a piss. I really do.
First Maiden gig I saw was in 1980.
This is why I always liked Hawkwind, because Hawkwind always used to do free concerts. They never really charged.
Yeah, they played all, and only tickets were about a £5 in mid-80s.
It's only in recent years Hawkwind have started charging. In the early days of Hawkwind would just turn up, bung a tent up, set the gear up, and go. And nick the power, and they'd nick the power supply from somewhere else. There's plenty of stories about Hawkwind blowing up lampposts where they'd plug into lampposts and nick the electric. They were terrible. I just think ticket prices for concerts has gone stupid. I really do. It's down. You've got to feel sorry for today's youngsters. If they want to go and see a band, they're screwed now.
I mean, there are still tickets in the 25 to £40 mark, but not many.
Yeah, but it's all right if their tickets are cheap, but they've got to be for a band that I actually want to see.
I think you're even still talking about 300 quid for the weekend for Glastonbury as well.
Oh, mate,
and the rest. You're £300 for the ticket, then you've your camping, then your car park.
I would.
Your car park's about 70 quid.
I've been to Glastonbury twice in my life. Once working security there, so I got paid to go. And once as a member of public, and never again would I go. It is a total rip-off.
Well, I went the first year when they put all that metal fencing.
Yeah, and everybody threw it down.
And I mean, this metal fencing was so high, but all the dodgy people were in the car park trying to rob the people going back to their cars.
Yep.
Security had running fights with people that were trying to steal from the car parks. Yeah.
Yeah, it's total
Mm.
chaos.
Yeah.
The trouble
That
is
was
that
2002.
I've not been since the 80s, and I wouldn't go again.
I just think they
The
need to.
only way I'd go now is if I was working.
Mm.
I get that it's very costly to put on something like Glastonbury, and that you have to charge because of the cost of obviously the insurance for liability.
Mm.
There's cost of having security there, and all the rest. Okay, but what I find offensive is that what they're charging, they're making a big profit on
Mm.
the ticket people.
Oh, yeah.
But I think we need to go back to the old days when it was like the Isle of Wight Festival and places like that. When it was complete and utter chaos.
Yeah.
Exactly, Lee. They've taken all the LSD and magic mushrooms out. You can't.
Mm. Yeah.
You get drug search now at Glastonbury.
They were sort of drug searching when I went 2002, 3, and 4.
How can you do a drug search? That goes against the vein of the concerts I used to go through. You almost got given a bag on walking into the places when you.
I was going to say, after you got any drugs? No.
Do you want some?
Mm. Mm.
That was how the security got half their pay.
How times have changed.
Haven't they, Jeff?
Don't get me started on the woke community. Fucking bunch of knobs.
I'm going to see Battle Beast in October. Ticket for that was only £28.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's 2 support acts for that.
That's good.
Mm.
But the Finns always do seem to pull something out of the bag.
Yeah. The one concert venue I'd love to go back to would have to be. I'd like to go back to Wacken.
That's one I would love to do. I'm not sure my body could take it.
I'm not sure mine would now, but I'm willing to risk it. It is huge. It makes Glastonbury look like a summer fete. And the joke is, Wacken, you've got people walking around in full Viking dress with axes over the shoulder. It's nuts. There's never any trouble. Yeah, it's great.
But Wacken is all about the metal community.
Yeah, it is. And you don't get trouble with the metal community.
Mm.
It's the same with some of the alternative. Providing you stick within the community for the bands, no bother. The second you try and put on 3 or 4 different types or genres, completely separate genres, you've got trouble. I mean, that's exactly what happens at Glasgow.
Oh, you'd fit right in at Wacken, Lee, with that beard. I'm telling you.
Mm.
You'd be well away there. It's great. And they have proper beer. German proper beer. I know that because last time, that time I went, fuck me, I was rat-assed. I forgot how strong some German beer was.
Mm.
And Germans do stout, but their stout is like 12 to 14% a pint.
Mm.
And after about 8 pints of that,
Matt, you
that
do
was when I
realise
knew.
you were drinking it by the litre.
Yes.
Mm.
I worked that out after I sobered up.
Fine.
I worked it out after I sobered up. I was like, hold on a minute. Oh, God. The lads,
You're drinking just shy of 2 pints a time.
a couple of the lads I went to, one of them was ill. He didn't sober up till we were coming back. We got back to Calais, right? And he just sobered up.
Jesus.
He was not out. He was not well, bless him. I think he still tells that story now, and he blames me for getting him there.
Mm.
Do you
I
know
might
what?
have been buying him the odd drink.
I looked at Download's lineup this year. There were 3 bands that I would really enjoy.
Because Download obviously that used to be Monsters of Rock. Monsters of Rock. Bill's been at the same time as me and Lee. All 3 of us at the same time were at the same fucking place. Didn't know each other, but we're all there.
Mm.
Loved it. Monsters of Rock, great. It was brilliant. When it became Download, turned to shit.
Yeah. The trouble is, when it was Monsters, it was 2 days, and you got all of the bands in 2 days on 2 stages.
Mm.
Now
they've got 5 stages across 3 days, and everything's spread all over the place.
The only thing I'd say about Monsters of Rock, complaint that I would have against Monsters of Rock, was when they had Kiss headlining.
Yeah, that was the complaint.
Yeah, that's the complaint, and I know Lee agrees with me. It was shit. They were fucking wank. Gene Simmons is a fucking arsehole. Sorry, I've gone ranty mode again. I can't stand him. Arrogant fucking arsehole. But
I actually fell asleep during Kiss's set.
I think most of the audience did, mate. It's just, it's sleepy music.
Yeah, but I was on the side of the stage. Because we had just done the clear from Aussie.
I'm just trying to think there were some really good bands on as well that year.
Yeah.
That was the same year.
See you later, Dave.
See you later, David. If you told me, I would have put your stream up in chat, you fucking numpty. Yeah, weren't Van Halen on the same year as Kiss?
Van Halen were 85. Kiss were 86.
That was it. Oh, yeah, it was Ozzy. Sorry, yeah, Ozzy was.
I was going to say it was Aussie because I cleared for Aussie.
Yeah.
We had to clear Aussie's cut off stage because I was working for Aussie that year. So I'm stood at the side of the stage after we've got the kit clear, and I'm falling asleep. It's like, forget it.
You know, Kiss always do the same few songs, and Gene Simmons marches around the stage, sticking his tongue out at everybody.
with the odd bit of with the odd blood capsule going. So there were.
Thanks for that, Lise. Thank you very fucking much.
Yeah, cheers, Lise.
Yeah. Fucking kids. Fucking youngsters.
So was I.
You
So
can
was
fuck
I.
off and all. Those were the good days. There's some good bands.
There were some damn good bands. I mean, when Van Halen played, the set was a little bit shambolic, but it was worth watching.
Yeah. I just think it's a shame they wrecked Monsters of Rock, in my opinion.
Oh, completely. Completely. When you think how Monsters of Rock started.
Yeah.
Set up by Richie Blackmore as a thank you to Cozy Powell.
Yeah.
When he was leaving Rainbow.
Yeah.
It was Cozy's last gig with Rainbow.
Yeah.
That says a lot about Cozy Powell as both as a man and as a drummer. That someone like Richie Blackmore would set up a festival.
Yeah.
As a thank you.
It was once they allowed the managerial people to get involved, like with every other concert and every other venue. Because rather than thinking about it of let's put some damn good music on for people that they want to see and let's have a good time. Money, 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 money. You know, that's all they're thinking.
Yeah.
And it wrecks it for everybody. Yes. Soulfly played a storming gig. Do you like Soulfly?
Well,
Fit Factor, it depends what they were playing. But Pantera, yeah. Pantera just epic.
I saw Black Label on a good day.
Oh, gotcha. Well, let's be honest, there wasn't a bad band in there.
No.
You know.
No, there wasn't.
But you know, notice everybody in is a fucking metalhead.
Just about.
Well, apart from Dave. Dave's not so much metal as wooden.
Yeah, Dave likes heavy wood.
I don't want to know about Dave's issues. If Dave's got heavy wood, that's that. Let's leave it there.
No, I meant that wooden mod he's got.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, you're a token goth, aren't you, Mark?
Thing is, Mark, I've been involved with the goth scene as well.
That is very true, Michael. It's the only music worth listening to. And I hate to say it, but I find people from the metal community the nicest people. I really do. I don't know why people get an image that everybody is into metal, where it's just like some devil worshipper or something. It's but hey ho.
It probably comes from the old. Most of them were associated with the biker gangs.
Well, there's that. There's also, you know, the old this.
Yeah.
Which was actually a Jewish sign warding off demons, nothing to do with this.
And yeah, and it was also used by the Italians.
Yep. Hail Santa! Oh, hail Santa! Hail
But,
Satan! It's a load of bollocks, Lee. You know that as well as I do. It's just fun for us to wind people up.
Probably that as well. Lisa. Probably that as well.
what they think are satanic symbols half the time.
Yeah.
I can only think of two bands that actually come under satanic.
Venom.
Behemoth.
Yeah.
And that's only Nurgle. I'm a big Behemoth fan, but it's nothing to do with his views on religion or whatever. I just like the band. All hail Santa! Do you know Mike? Says it all. What more do you need to say? People either like you or they dislike you, Mike. You know that I talked about this privately. If people like you, fine. If they don't like you, shit happens, doesn't it? Yeah, so I've seen Mr. Pickles. Oh, hail Mike. What's wrong with that? Satanic dog. Dogs should have freedom of worship too.
Okay. Highland got in a bit of trouble though because 3 of the bones they use as musical instruments are human.
Yeah.
Caused them trouble in a few countries, did that.
Yes, it did. There is if it's on your trail. Oh, God, you got me going into blues now. Yeah, wasn't he just Christopher Lee? He was, that's one actor who was a true actor. A true great fucking bloke. It just, you'd never had him down as a metalhead. Looking at him, you'd have thought, nah, it'd be classical music. Was he? Fuck. He's a proper character.
The thing with Christopher Lee is, when I had the heart surgery, my consultant surgeon had the same timbre of voice as Christopher Lee.
Cool.
And that stuck with me ever since because I'm laid there and I had to have an extra lot of anaesthetic. So they called in a consultant anaesthetist. And anaesthetist goes, "Oh, you're from Whitby. Where's the best chippy?" And all I can hear from the other side of the screen is, "And you're not having any, are you?" And it just sounded like Christopher Lee had read the line.
I just think he, like Lisa just said, he got typecast with the horror stuff, but his voice, that voice he had, a bit like Brian Blessed. I know Brian puts on that, but puts it over the top. But it's just one of those sort of voices that boom across that just sound amazing.
very authoritative.
Yeah. Didn't Peter Jackson use a lot of him, Christopher Lee, for advice on the Lord of the Rings films?
Yeah.
Well, that was why Christopher Lee finished up in them.
Right.
Well, plus Christopher Lee knew Tolkien.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
He
Well,
was.
don't
He
forget
was.
also.
He was Sauron.
Yeah, and don't forget also his cousin was Ian Fleming.
the name's Bond. James Pond. Yep. He was. And James Bond was never meant to drive an Aston Martin. He was meant to drive a Bentley.
Yeah.
If you read the books.
Oh, sorry, Mike. Sorry, man. I knew it was one of the two. One of those two.
He also played Salamander, didn't he? The man with the golden gun.
Scaramanga.
Yeah.
I like Matt's version better.
There's something about the old Bond films, isn't there? Rather than the Daniel Craig ones.
But who played the best Bond? There's one. Because if you go on how it was written in the books, you've got to say it had to be really Sean Connery.
I'm gonna say a shake for sure, Raj.
Thank you, Miss Moneypenny.
A shite for sore eyes or sight for sore eyes?
Hold on. Craig should be doing the Scottish accent, not us two.
No, it was.
I don't know. I think it depends what sort of generation you're in.
I liked the fact that Connery played it as the books were written.
Yeah.
Roger Moore played it as over the top and just he sort of hammed it up a bit, which made it kind of more entertaining. But I think Connery, for me, was the proper Bond. I think Daniel Craig has been good in the part as a modern part.
But there's the rub in it. It's been modernised.
He's restricted, isn't he, what he can do and say?
Yeah.
Which, why, I don't know, because it's a film. It's a fictitious piece of work. So why can't he play it as a woman and he's this and he's that, blah, blah. Does it matter?
I'll say
yes, it does, because it upsets.
Oh, fuck off. If you get upset by it, that's your problem, not mine.
No, but it upsets all the liberals. Oh, he shouldn't be so misogynistic and all that sort of thing, yeah.
No.
That's what they have, or what they end up saying.
Hold on, Lucy. A Frenchman a Scotsman playing an Egyptian. Yeah, who was in a Scottish Spanish Egyptian dressed in Spanish period dress.
Yeah.
George Lazenby was just a fill-in part, really, unfortunately.
He was.
I think
But the first Bond film, though, was David Niven.
Well, David Niven was in the SOE, wasn't he? Special Operations Executive. So he did actually know a thing or two about the Secret
Yeah.
Service.
As the Christopher Lee as well.
Yeah, Christopher Lee was involved in
Mm.
that.
Because he
Quite.
he played in Casino Royale,
Yeah.
the original Casino Royale.
I personally think they should stop doing the Bond films now. Because they're just making up storylines for them. Yes, he did. Fucking holy.
Didn't know that.
Can I have a pee, Bob?
Mm.
Yes, I'd forgotten about that. He did.
Yeah. But Bob Holness was another from that era.
Mm.
That wouldn't surprise me, you know, Mike. That would not surprise me in the slightest. Because I know Christopher Lee was involved in a lot of things that can't be spoken about.
Mm.
So it would not shock me in the slightest. That's what I mean, Lisa. Yeah, they should have stopped. But it's the money making thing again, isn't it? It's less make more money. It's and so long as they're making money, they'll keep doing it.
Yeah. Thing is, since Roger Moore, all they've used from the book is the titles. None of the storylines have been there.
I tell you what pissed me off the most, apart from the fact of once they finished with the books, when they changed the character of Q from what was his name? Something Llewellyn, was it?
Desmond Llewellyn, yeah.
They changed it because Desmond was getting on in years, wasn't he? Bless him. And they got that new young lad in, and I was just like, really? Couldn't you found there's got to have been better actors who were older to play that character.
Well, they had John Cleese play Q and Die Another Day.
That worked. That kind of worked.
After Desmond Llewellyn died in that car crash.
Yeah. Oh, don't, Lisa. Remakes. Like they did with Roadhouse. What a wonderful film.
Can I have that hour and a half back, please?
At least you got to an hour and a half. I got to half an hour and went, fuck this.
The only reason I got to an hour and a half was I fell asleep after 20 minutes.
Your sister was in Octopussy, Mike. Fucking hell.
No, I'm not going to say anything.
Mike was in it as well. He was in it as Blofeld. He had the cat. Did you see Mike sat there with a... Come on.
Lee, to be honest, that was too far.
Lee saw the trailer and was like, yeah, fuck that. I was like... No, it's just it. People say, "Oh, well, the old one, it looks old-fashioned." Yeah, it might look old-fashioned, but at least it's a good film with good actors in it, and a storyline that works.
That was the thing. Roadhouse had a story.
And Patrick Swayze and Sam. What more do you want? Yeah.
Right.
I always thought Patrick Swayze was underrated as an actor.
Mike, you're not meant to be telling people that your sister's in a harem. That's a bit... Cool. So you still is kind of famous then. Mike was secretly Blufeld. You know, the next time Mike comes in our private room, he's going to be sat there with a white cat going, "Come on."
Yeah.
That's right, yeah.
Yes.
I've forgotten about that. Peter Butterworth, yeah.
I think that had also just recently been released about it.
What makes me laugh is people bitch about old films, but I could still sit and watch the Carry On films and enjoy them.
They were fun.
What Vic, Mini-Me, Vic, stop humping the laser. Yeah, I do see a resemblance between Mini-Me and Vic.
Yeah.
Oh, Knick-Knack.
Kick him in the knacks. No, if Vic was going to be anything, he'd want to be in Doctor Who, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Vic, the Scottish Doctor Who.
Oh, I don't know. He couldn't play Doctor Who any worse than the current one.
Well, they've ruined that with the woke thing, haven't they? I mean, I've never, as you said the other day, I'm not a Doctor Who fan, but
yeah,
they've allowed it to be taken over by the woke. You know, oh, you can't say this. Oh, it's got to be a gay, trans, blah blah blah.
Yeah, and they've overplayed the gay bit. The thing was, they've always had gay / lesbian characters in Doctor Who. Always. So
I don't know, Lisa. It's a good question. Why does Sam Elliott? He sort of reached that age, and he just he doesn't age. He's just
no, he doesn't.
I'll say he's looked that age since he was 25.
Yeah. He's a hell of a bloke, though, Sam Elliott.
Yeah, he's just always looked mid-40s.
I'm going to have a quick Dave break while you waffle about Sam Elliott's good looks. Dave break.
Could be. I've watched a couple of new ones, but I need to catch up on them. And Gogglebox. Gogglebox is one that I like watching.
I watched 1.5 of the new ones, and I'm sorry, I won't be watching any more. You know, it's I genuinely don't. It's not Doctor Who anymore.
No.
Fuck me, no exterminate jokes this time. Got away with it. I fucking knew it. It's always the same bastard.
That's all right. Lisa's got in as well.
I like that one.
Mm.
Oh, dear.
I'm sorry. Stop messing with storylines. Just give us good stories.
Mm.
I can decide for myself if something's is offensive or it's just a good story.
Well,
I don't need somebody else to make my decisions for me.
Yeah, catch you later, Mark.
take it easy, buddy.
You know, it's I read stories going back well over 1,000 years. Not I've read stories for 1,000 years before you start.
No, it's not right. It's just I had a message from somebody. Michael.
But
Exactly. Lee's got it right. It is that fucking simple. Go
Yeah,
to the
turn that on.
product
Yeah.
on a computer, top right of the screen, there's a little X at the top, right? Click on it. Job done.
Yeah.
So on the telly, there's a red button. Press your red button on your control.
Mm.
Yeah, works every time.
Mm.
You know, it's not difficult.
You know, so what we're saying is I should be offended because I get called a Dalek. I'm the one who started calling myself a Dalek. Who cares? It's a sense of humour. You've got to have a sense of humour, like we were saying with Stevie earlier. Jesus, Stevie unfortunately had his operation. The day he came round, what was the first message he got from me? How's it going, Pop? How's it going being a pirate now? From me. You know, the poor guy's just come out from having an amputation, and that was the first thing he fucking got was abuse. Because the way Stevie is, if I'd put a flowery message saying, "Oh, I hope you're okay," and been all that bollocks, he'd have gone, "What the fuck's wrong with you?"
Yeah, because you would have got the message back saying, "Where's the real Matt? And what the fuck have you done, Will?"
Do I care? Of course I fucking care about him.
Yeah.
You know, I really do. I love Stevie to bits, but there's always been this banter. There's always been this back and forth and piss taking. And like I said earlier, to come through it how he has and get to a point where he is now,
Yeah.
and help other people, that says a fucking lot about the bloke. A fucking lot, in my eyes.
Oh yeah.
That takes a strong fucking strong bloke. Yeah,
I'll be honest, I'm proud to call him a friend because he's been there for a lot of us when we've had bad times.
Yeah, I mean, he's like you always. Well, there's always the banter messages, but there's been other messages I've had off Stevie which have been really nice messages as well, you know. And
this is one of those where I agree with you, Mike.
Yeah. Yeah,
I think
exactly, Mike. Yeah.
I think people though are using the supposed better education for all the wrong reasons. Because they're now
Right,
using
Kevin.
it.
All right, Kevin.
You're right, Kev. They're using it as an excuse now to take offence and to push their own agenda on everybody else.
I agree. I mean, it's Kevin Eddy said about who watches TV. Well, not many.
Actual TV, no. I watch streaming services.
I just think what's on TV, nobody really is that interested anymore in it. There's not much worth watching. If you want like the news or anything, well, you're not going to watch BBC or big media people because it's just going to be a bunch of lies.
You're going to get closer to the truth with the printed version of the BBC News. So if you go onto the BBC News website, then you get the rest of the story. Not just the edited highlights for the woke community.
Well, everything now has to be tailored to fit a certain group, doesn't it? A certain age, certain orientation. And if you don't fit in that, well, tough shit.
Oh, the 25-year-old letter community.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I just, for me, mainstream media, no, it's not worth it. It's a bunch of lies and liars. But
I'll look at the local news. I'll look at the national news on news feeds and think, bullshit, 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 bullshit. I'll read that. Just go down it that way. And for every 10 things that you see, 9 of them are bullshit.
you missed Sleepy out, Mike. You're saying that about yourself. You know, I personally, I don't agree with everything you say there. You know, the point is you can have a sense of humour about yourself. And why not? What, you know, you've got to be able to laugh at yourself. Got to be able to laugh at yourself. The amount of stupid shit I do if I didn't laugh at myself, but fucking hell.
Well, it's like my doctor's got used to the fact I'll walk in and first thing I'll do is crack a joke. And it's like, what's wrong? And it's like, well, I've got to make a joke of it or I'll just collapse in a heap. Just that simple.
I think it's an age-related thing, is that a lot of us are similar ages, so it's like we can have that sense of humour, we can take the piss out of ourselves, we can have a laugh with each other and all the rest of it. But younger people, quite a lot of younger people, not all, because Tyler can take the piss out of himself. You know, Tyler, but
Yeah, he's had to learn that.
He hasn't had a choice. It's either learn or you're going to cry. So fuck you.
Yeah.
But you know, even
But
when Tyler's had some hard times recently and still has up to a point, it's like trying to get through to him that you've got to try and have a sense of humour about it. Yeah, unfortunately, Mike, if you're lucky and you get a good GP, they'll have a sense of humour, but they're usually the older ones. Who've been there, seen it, dealt with a lot of bad things, and
I'll say my GP now isn't as old. She's probably about the same age as Lisa. But she's been there, she's been through it, she's seen it, she can understand why certainly the older generation have to have a sense of humour about it.
Yeah.
Because there's too many things start going wrong.
Here's one for you then, Lisa, going on that question, right? Do you think that unlike years ago, right, and I'm not going to, like, for instance, older generations like your mum and dad, my mum and dad, people our age group, they dealt with a lot more stress in their lives, money-wise, job-wise, especially with your dad's job, Lisa, like the mining side of things, and with the accidents and things like that, and he'd gone through all of that and all of the stress. I mean, working down a mine and then the accidents and yeah, scary shit. That's real stress, real scary stress. I think nowadays, because people have life so easy, they're actually looking for something to be stressed about. And I think that also applies to this thing of certain famous people want to have mental health so they have something to talk about.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Which, if that is the case, is disgusting in my eyes. Because if you want mental health, you can have all of mine free.
Yeah, quite happily give mine away any day. But they've got to take the physical stuff to go with it.
Oh, yeah. So you or I can be back to like reasonable health for our age, mentally and everything else. That'd be great. Yeah.
I would love to be able to go back to work. I would love to be able to set foot in a workshop legally.
That just says it there. He ended up in hospital through stress from work, but now stress is a badge or way to get time off work. That fucking says it all, Lisa. Yeah. You're quite right. You fucking bang on. As per usual. And the problem is while people are doing that and using it as a badge of honour, and oh look, I've got depression. Oh look, I've got schizophrenia. While people are doing that sort of shit, people who are going through it and dealing with it and living with it, and Mike is very much like this. Mike doesn't like talking about it much. Although he has lately, give full credit to you, Mike. You have been a lot more open about it, which credit where it's due, mate. It takes some doing for you to open up a bit, and I know you've had a shit ton of things. And that's all I want to see people do, try and open up a bit about it, and if people can help with that. That old adage of talking can help, it really does.
Yeah.
sometimes.
Stupid as it sounds, even just chatting shite. Just
I'm great
yeah,
at that.
but
Awesome, mate.
but it takes a lot of the stress out of your head. It unwinds you.
That in itself, though, Mike, you try. Yeah, we know you do.
Yeah.
And you've referred yourself back for therapy. That says that means your
That's
head's gone. I'm having a shit time. I need some help.
Mm.
I'm going to go and get some help.
yeah. That's a massive step forward for you, Mike. I know that one.
I do think just chatting with people makes a difference because you can moan about shit and you can go, oh, fuck me, this is happening, that's happening. And you moan on for half hour.
Yeah.
Or longer in our case with Lee and Lisa, like we're always moaning on about something. And then you think, actually, it's not too bad, really. It's sort of getting that out there to people. Like Lisa said, diagnosed at 15. And the solution was to sedate her. And I know what Lisa was put on, and it was fucking ridiculous. Really was.
I was diagnosed at 16, but they wouldn't give me the full diagnosis because I was determined to work. And if I'd gotten the full bipolar diagnosis put on the paperwork, that would have killed any career.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, we will talk about it, Lee, on stream. We have done. We've even had not arguments, but like when we've had Scott on. And we've had discussions and disagreed and agreed on things and call each other everything under the sun, and like we do with Scott. But it's all in sort of in jest, a lot of it. It's in because you know somebody, you can talk how you want to and say what you want. And if like Scott don't agree, I don't agree with something Scott says, for instance, I'll just turn around and go, fucking talking bollocks. And there's no offence taken in that. It's just there's nothing wrong with that. But taking charge of your own care, Mike, that is a big step.
Very big step, yeah.
Hopefully you can get some answers. Still
And
need to get. Sorry,
hopefully they'll be able to give you an appointment quick enough.
Yeah, they have been pretty.
Won't have to wait that bloody long.
I think Mike's problem is Mike's got a lot of, apart from his own things, he's got stress with dealing with other issues that aren't necessarily his. Yeah, that's not a great one, Mike.
No, that's not.
Waking up when you see, it's not nice.
I said that can be a sign of stress-related high blood pressure, which can also be anxiety.
Yeah.
Mm.
As I said before on other shows, and I will say it again on here, we cannot say anything medically because we're not, we can't diagnose something.
No.
But no, I'm not saying this to you, Bill, but what I'm just saying is that we can say you might want to say this to your doctor, and and sort of suggest things, and we can suggest things. And if you go to your doctor and say you've got high blood pressure, you're waking up at night. I mean, it could even be something to do with sleep apnea. Maybe there's a lot of things it could
like
be.
I said, I'm not trying to make a diagnosis of anything. I've had that issue, and that was one of the causes. I was having anxiety attacks in my sleep. My blood pressure was going through the roof.
The only reason I said about it is so anybody else who may watch it in the future understands that we're not saying we are
medically trained.
diagnosing, because I wouldn't suggest, I would never do that. And I'd say to anybody, if you're having any sort of medical or psychological problem, then you need to go and talk to professional and professionally trained people. What I will say is we've all got our own things we deal with, and some of those things cross over with other people. So through experience, we might be able to say it could be this, it could be, it might be worth suggesting.
Yeah, Lisa's right. I mean, I know we found out what mine was because I finished up with 72 hours with a constant blood pressure monitor. And the first night was a nightmare because every time it started, it woke me up. The second night, I was used to it.
Yeah.
And so it was only the data from the second and third nights that was diagnostically suitable.
It could also be, I mean, it could also be something else. It could be night terrors.
Yeah.
I suffer with those. Not so much at the moment. I haven't had any for a while. Now I've said that, I probably will. But that's a very interesting thing because that raises your heart rate. You wake up with cold, with sweating wet through from sweat, and your heart going through your chest. And it's not nice. They can be very, very vivid dreams, really vivid.
Oh,
I'm not going to go into what I dream because it's not
yeah.
something you would want to hear, but they're not nice.
That one I can relate to, Mike. They needing to draw blood to calm down, needing to see your own blood.
Which is a form of self-harm.
It is a form of self-harm.
Okay, so that's good. Your heart rate isn't going through the roof.
That's, yeah.
So probably sleep apnea is out. Anxiety is probably out. It could be like vivid dreams, and
yeah,
it could even be the medication you're taking could be affecting your dreams.
Oh, we've talked about this. We've talked about that one before. There's one medication, the dreams.
Yeah, not good. We can have a chat about it sometime, Mike, if you want. It's not a problem. We can have a proper chat about it anytime.
I would say that's one for private chat.
Yeah.
Right, as we're coming up to nearly 2 hours, so I've waffled on long enough.
But in a roundabout way, we have looked at mental health issues.
Well, we've gone more down the
Hmm.
mental health thing, which is something I wanted to get more a bit onto because I think important, very important, especially at the minute. I think we're going to end up with the way that the world is going and the government situation and costs. It's going to end up more about people helping other people than
Mm.
if you can help somebody else, anybody in here can help somebody else simply by being there for somebody to talk to. If you've got somebody you can talk to, you can trust, that goes a long way to helping people.
Yeah.
And as somebody who's got mental health, helping other people helps. It helps you yourself. It's surprising how much better it makes you feel.
It is a two-way street.
It really is. It really works. Works
Mm.
wonders. But
People who make the mistake of think they're being selfish, taking up somebody else's time. You're not,
no,
because you need that time yourself to get something off your chest. Just being able to sit and talk to somebody through it can put the other person's head back in the right place. But it also builds better friendships.
and in reply to Lee, if it's me, Lee, and Lisa, it usually is complete bullshit about anything. It'll be complete and utter waffle. But it's always a laugh. And I'll guarantee you that. We always end up having a laugh about something. But if you guys have got nothing else to talk about, I shall get you to do your goodbyes. Over to Craig.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us. I think it was a good one tonight. We're always here if anyone wants to speak. If everything's always in confidence, and the group's there, message us. We're always available. Just also hoping that everyone has a good week, and hopefully everyone can join us next week. And I shall pass that on to Bill.
Yeah, cheers, Craig. No, it has. It's been good. A good flowing discussion tonight. We've gone through a few different things, but we've loosely stayed on topic, even because we didn't have a topic.
Oh, we were meant to have a topic, were we? Oh, must try harder next time.
But no, it was nice seeing everybody in chat and actually everybody being active in chat, because without you guys, it'd be pointless us three having a show. And we are all within reason always available. I mean, Craig's working, so he's not quite as available, but
Yeah, I'm usually.
yeah, the group's still there, and you can get hold of any of us through the group. You can get hold of any of us personally, I think. And just everybody have a really good week. And over to you, Matt.
Yeah, just a quick one for the goodbyes. I just saw what Stevie put in about his good lady. If she ever needs anything or ever needs to talk, mate, tell her just send one of us a message, send me a message, whatever, anytime, day or night. And I hope she gets that sorted, because it's shit when it's like that. But I understand also she's obviously worried about what was going on with you, and
Yeah.
hopefully now she'll be able to deal with it and get over it. Hopefully, I hope so for her sake.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been really nice. Nice to see Dave in again. Nice to see Stevie. Another chat with Stevie. Really nice. Nice to see everybody in. You guys what make the show. I'll just stick what I always say, which is I hope everyone has a good, what's left of the weekend, which is not very much, but I hope everyone has a good week. Tyler will be back, or he'll be fired out of a gun backwards. He will be back next week, bless him. He's off having a party celebration for Memorial Day, so I hope he's having a nice time. The mental health thing, though, I stick to what I said. The buffet. You want a buffet at this time, Kevin? There you go. Look. There it is. There it is.
One of those. One of those. Yeah. One of those. There you go.
One of those. One of those. I hadn't even shown it this week, but with the new wood doors on.
Ooh, that's nice.
Nice, isn't it? Pretty.
Yeah.
It's taken me hours to
He
polish those
spent
doors.
ages polishing his wood.
Yeah, I was down there like that, polishing away. Anyway, yeah, just what was I? Yeah, Kevin, I will make sure if you come next week, we'll make sure I have a buffet just for you, buddy. But I hope everyone does have a good week. Be nice to each other. If you can help somebody with mental health, even if it's just to say somebody, do you fancy a chat? That's all it needs.
Yeah.
If you say fancy a chat about it, putting that out there, putting your hand out there to somebody saying, that's all it needs. That can change somebody's day. Really can, believe me. So
yeah.
I should say goodbye.
We'll always offer a hand up.
Yep. I shall say goodbye for now, guys, and goodbye from the other two. We'll put them back in the box. And
not again.
Yes, you're
in that box.
So good night, guys. Big love. See you later.
Good night.
Good night.